Well, I'm off all meds, still in my right mind, not hallucinating. And I'm not very angry either. I'm going to go to my psychiatrist appointment, tell them I'm never taking meds again. Of course, they can force me to give me by giving me an injection, but I don't really give a shit because I've been raped, I've been beaten, I've been strapped down, I've had my rights violated numerous times. I guess the only things left for me is torture and death, maybe castration, but I really don't give a fuck anymore. Um, my parents were highly abusive. They're liberal, anti-church fucktards. And I told my mom off today, confronted her with a bunch of stuff she told me, which was very inappropriate for a mother to tell her son, including that she used to let my great grandfather French kiss her for money. So I told her she was a whore. And she sexually molested me too and made passes at me. And my dad told me at 14 if I didn't put up with my mom's verbal and emotional abuse, I could leave the house and get a job, which I probably should have done. I can't imagine my life would have turned out any more fucked up than them running it for 54 years. Well, I have to say that um, I really don't give a fuck, and it's freeing. I don't give a fuck if I go to prison. I don't give a fuck if I get raped. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. And and I don't give a fuck if I get killed. I'll probably have to do some time in purgatory. I don't think I'm bad enough to go to hell. I pray the rosary every day. I'm helping out, feeding the poor at Thanksgiving. I'm getting an annulment. I get along with my ex wife. She's helping me get an annulment. And, and, and I don't know if I'll get married again. I seem to attract bad women, but that's probably because I had a shitty mother. And my dad's an asshole for letting it go on. And he's really sick right now and pissing his pants and getting dementia. And they say I'm insane every time I turn against him. I'll just give you some examples of what my mom did. I was partying with a biker once, smoking pot and drinking. Maybe I shouldn't have been smoking pot, technically a misdemeanor. Went to sleep at their house. His biker fucking ex stripper girlfriend raped me with a stick. I woke up, told him what the fuck, would have beat the fuck out of him, but he has a 357 Magnum, didn't want to get killed. My mom tells me it's my fault because I was drinking. But yet she believes that no means no for a woman, even if she's butt naked with her legs spread. If a man gives in and rapes her, it's rape. If a man takes advantage of a woman, well, she's drunk, it's rape, but it's my fault because I smoked pot and drank. She told my appendix burst and doctors didn't care because I'm poor and white and expendable and I was on disability. So they kept on giving me anti-diarrhea and anti-vomiting medicine until I got skeletal and had a bloated belly like like those kids you see in Africa. Then finally they took me in the hospital and realized I had had a burst appendix for 2 months. Thank the Lord Jesus Christ I didn't die because I probably would have went to hell. I was into some pretty negative bullshit back then, like Satanism and the occult. But the Lord saved me. I glory be to God. And and my mom says it's my fault. My appendix burst. I got sick because I smoked weed. Everything's my fault when it's something bad. I graduated .1 through college from getting honors. I had a 3.298, 299, or something like that. Worked the whole time through college. But I'm stupider than my mom, who admits to flirting with teachers to get grades, can't do fucking algebra. Admittedly, I'm not, math isn't my strongest subject either. I had trouble with trig and I couldn't do calc, but I was excellent at statistics and algebra. And I'm good at basic math. And my parents said I was sick enough that they committed me twice for 30 days when I was in my 20s. But yet, when I was happy and getting straight A's, living with them, my mom would scream at me if I left a pop can sitting out. But she caters totally to my sisters. They can do whatever they want, including having boyfriends spend the night. But every time I had a girlfriend over, my mom would come in my room and interrupt me. And what was I saying? And also, despite being sick enough that I had to be on meds, they told me I was schizophrenic. Even though I was getting straight A's in college, they said I had to go back to work because I was lazy. I was always told I was lazy. When I would sleep in as a teenager, which studies have come out since that teenagers need a lot of sleep. Plus, I admit I was smoking a lot of dope, which made me tired. Not dope like meth or anything, but weed, which I don't do anymore. I was lazy. So one time but when my mom sleeps in, she needs it. So I reminded her that she always called me lazy every time I went. Boy, did she freak out. And anyway, I had to work, even though I was schizophrenic and really sick when it suits. I'm schizophrenic, totally crazy whenever it really suits them. Every good thing that happened in my life, it's not due to God. It's not due to my effort. It's not due to anything else. It's due to them. Well, I'm not spending the holidays with them. They're dead to me. My sisters are mad at me. That's fine. They're dead to me. The only two people that I consider my family that I'll have anything to do with, but they're probably mad at me, but they don't know all the shit my parents put me through. My son does, but he doesn't like to hear it because it distresses him because they're good to him. And anyway, it distresses them. But anyway, my kids are wonderful. My daughter's at Harvard. My son's getting his PhD in biology at the University of Minnesota. Granted, I'd prefer he got married to his girlfriend, but he's doing a pretty good job running his life, and I have no right. He's an adult man, a 24, and he's living with his girlfriend, who's a liberal because she's been brainwashed by the system and believes there's like 50 different genders, which is bullshit. But anyway, she has a full ride scholarship to the same university he does. In law school. I taught them to be independent. I think that's why they're doing well. That's on them. My son studied hard. My daughter studied hard. It's their efforts. I give them credit for it. I also give it credit that they didn't go to a shitty school on the south side of Chicago where smoking weed was the norm and partying was the norm. They went to Millard Public Schools, which are pretty damn good schools. And there's a lot of kids there who are good kids, and it's actually considered to be a good kid at those schools, although there are some bad kids. And the other thing is I credit Divine Shepherd Lutheran Church and Christian formation and teaching and keeping them in church and community support. I also credit, I was drinking a lot when my wife left me and smoking a lot of weed. And my son also had a coach who is a Pentecostal Christian who took him under his wing. He was a pretty good guy. He also had another coach who took him under his wing. And he had a lot of good male role models, not just me, who maybe failed in some ways because of my heavy drinking and depression at the time from the verbal abuse and emotional abuse I was suffering at my parents, and due to the fact that my wife left me with 2 teenage kids to raise. But anyway, I'm doing fine now. I'm happy. Today is a new day, the first day of the rest of my life. It feels good not fearing anything. It feels really good. And I'm grateful I'm in a nice new apartment. I don't have meth heads knocking at my door at 3 a.m. trying to sell me meth. I don't have faggots. Yes, faggots. You can put me in jail. I don't give a fuck. Offering me money and drugs for sex and putting notes on my door. Apparently, it's okay if you're a fag to sexually harass straight men. And you can get away with it. But if you're a straight man and say I sexually harassed a female cop or a woman mixed martial artist, she could beat the fuck out of me and she'd be a hero. If I did that to a gay guy, it'd be a hate crime. This country's fucked up. But I saw Kwame Brown, a black man, and also a black felon speak up for the shit against the shit that's going down. And more black Christian men and more white Christian men, as well as Hispanic Christian men, need to stand together and stand up against this fucking bullshit. Sorry if I'm not using clean language, but I come from the street. I've been hit in the head with fucking brass knuckles. I've been chased down the street with knives and clubs. I got hit in the back with one of the clubs. Yeah, I'm sorry I come from the street. Bye.